CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Mekovic.
Right now on the Afternoon Edition, a shakeup in the Oakland Police Department. The chief is stepping down. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday. Oakland's police chief is leaving after less than 2 years on the job. Chief Floyd Mitchell has submitted a letter of resignation saying he's going to stay on the job until December 5th. Mitchell was sworn in May 2024 under then Mayor Sheng Tao. He came to Oakland from Lubbock, Texas. He was hired after Tao had fired the previous police chief, LaRon Armstrong. The Oakland Police Officers Association releasing a statement today saying it is time to stop the revolving door, to rebuild trust and to restore stability before more good people, both in our department and our community, lose faith that real change is possible. Mayor Barbara Lee today thanks Mitchell for his service and said under his tenure, we have seen significant reductions in crime, a testament to his commitment to public safety and the hard work of our police officers. I'm grateful for Chief Mitchell's collaboration with our administration and his focus on community-centered policing. Mayor Lee gave her first State of the City address last night, and she talked about partnering with the police department and investing in public safety.
Some of the work that we have done includes the city-funded 5 police academies. We also are investing in new technologies to make Oakland safer. Our Department of Violence Prevention secured $5.5 million in federal funding to expand ceasefire.
Now to a developing story out of Southern California. An arrest has been made in connection with the deadly Palisades fire. A suspect is expected to make a federal court appearance today. Police say a 29-year-old man was taken into custody on suspicion of maliciously starting that fire in January. 12 people died and more than 6,800 homes or other buildings were destroyed. That fire burned 23,000 acres of land, and investigators say Jonathan Rindernecht was taken into custody near his home in Florida yesterday. He was arrested on federal charges of destruction of property by means of fire. Investigators say he was working as an Uber driver on New Year's Eve. 2 passengers told authorities he was allegedly agitated and angry. Investigators say he dropped off a passenger in Pacific Palisades and then got out of the car.
He exited the car, walked up a nearby trail, took iPhone videos at a nearby hilltop, and listened to a rap song whose music video including objects being lit on fire. 12 minutes into the new year, environmental sensing platforms indicated that a fire had started.
Investigators say that fire smoldered for days and then later turned into the Palisades fire. If convicted, that suspect faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 5 years in federal prison. It is punishable by up to 20 years. And today also marks 8 years since that Tubbs fire tore through Napa and Sonoma counties. That killed 22 people, destroyed over 5,600 buildings, and burned almost 37,000 acres. That fire is the 4th most destructive in California history, according to CAL FIRE. Despite the government shutdown, San Francisco's Fleet Week is here. Officials held an official kickoff party this morning at Fisherman's Wharf.
I don't care about whether or not we have a government shutdown or not. I want us to honor our armed forces and our pilots. Let's support our businesses, and let's go San Francisco.
And some ships are already arriving. This is the Colombian Navy's tall ship, Gloria. Sailors on board saluted San Francisco by climbing on the rigging as it went under the Golden Gate Bridge this morning. The ship docked it at Alameda before coming to San Francisco. And if you look up this afternoon, you might see the Canadian snowbirds overhead. The aerobatics team flies in tight formation, sometimes less than 6 feet apart. Ships from the U.S. Navy will not be a part of this year's celebrations because of the ongoing government shutdown, meaning major changes when it comes to the parade of ships this weekend. And of course, the ship tours. There is still a little bit of hope that the Blue Angels might fly. Organizers confirm the iconic squadron has not yet canceled their plans. We do know that Fleet Week organizers have certainly had to pivot because of the government shutdown. The CEO of the Fleet Week Association joined us on our morning show to talk about the changes.
The city of San Francisco loves Fleet Week.
Right.
And the businesses clearly benefit greatly from Fleet Week. And so it's going to be a bit of a hit. However, Fleet Week is resilient. Fleet Week, we've designed Fleet Week such that it is a community event. It is not a military event. It's a community event that celebrates the men and women serving in the military. And as such, we have a lot of community events that are still happening around the city. And hopefully that helps a bit with the loss.
Now, the late Senator Dianne Feinstein started Fleet Week back in 1981, back when she was mayor, to highlight the Bay Area's deep ties to those who serve. And speaking of service members, if the government shutdown stretches past this week, more than 1 million active duty troops will no longer receive their October 15th paychecks, despite having to report for duty. Also, concerns are growing among hundreds of thousands of furloughed workers after President Trump suggested that some of them might not get their legally mandated back pay once the shutdown ends.
Ultimately, the costs will be higher if there are these mass firings or if pay is denied, because people have rights. They will sue for damages.
This shutdown is nothing more than political cover for Chuck Schumer and the Democrats.
Meanwhile, flight delays are now spreading nationwide because of understaffing amongst air traffic controllers who are now being asked to work without pay. Stay with us for updates on the government shutdown on air, online at kpix.com, and streaming on the free CBS News app. All right, halfway through the week to our first alert weather now. Live look from our Mount Diablo camera. Milder conditions around the Bay Area. What a difference from the past couple of days. Here's meteorologist Jessica Birch.
It's wild what 24 hours will do. We were talking about daytime highs well above average just yesterday, and as I pull up the map now, we're talking about conditions anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees below average in certain microclimates. But for the most part, this is where we should be for this time of year along the peninsula. We're talking about 60s in Half Moon Bay and San Francisco this afternoon, back to the 70s throughout our inland areas. And let's tilt the camera up high, Simon, and look a little bit more down. As we head into the next 24 hours, we have some rain pushing in from offshore, light drizzle in the forecast for us. It's not going to amount to much, but it is worth noting that as we head into the evening hours tonight, early morning hours tomorrow, and that timestamp is at the bottom of your screen right there, as we head into Thursday morning, there is some light drizzle, amounting close to around 1/100 of an inch of rain in places like Half Moon Bay, all the way over into San Francisco, too. Take a look behind me. I want to show you some other things going on. We head into the afternoon hours today. It's just a cloudy day for us throughout the Bay. We'll continue to watch those clouds sweep in from offshore into the overnight hours tonight. Light drizzle starting to form into the early morning hours tomorrow, making it a little bit wet for some of our friends who are driving along the Stinson Beach coastline, for example, getting off to work or school. I'll have more on what you can expect for the rest of this week coming up, because there's a lot of events happening as we head into this Fleet Week weekend. For now, back to you.
Thanks, Jess. Bay Area bragging rights when it comes to the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. UC Berkeley's Omar Yaghi and 2 other honorees developed materials that act like molecular sponges, pulling water from desert air to capture carbon and store dangerous gases. About a year ago, KPIX took a closer look at a substance created in Yaghi's lab that was a yellow powder that captured excess greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. It is a different technology from what won the Nobel Prize, though. Students and school leaders are celebrating Walk and Roll to School Week. The mission is to promote healthy, safe, and fun ways to get to school. Our Veronica Macias caught up with some kids walking, biking, and rolling to class in San Francisco.
A kid with a yellow cape is hard to miss, only these kids aren't wearing them every day. Although if given a choice, they probably would. Students with E.R. Taylor Elementary School had a good turnout for their walking school bus. Walk and Roll Day is promoting good health and movement, but more than anything, safety. Even while walking as a big group, teachers and adults had their eyes fixed on the children.
Well, E.R. Taylor is a pretty walkable neighborhood school, but we also have other places we come from, over Bayview, this valley. So safety is really important to us, and learning how to move on the city streets, learning how to move and, sorry, I'm watching the skating. And to ride a bike safely or navigate scooters and cars.
Teacher Miss Tiffany DeLu has been the walking coordinator for years, and she's not afraid to pick up the phone and report careless drivers or issues around her campus. The city says they've received 300 complaints from her over the years, and they're happy to address them.
I'm so excited to see all the beautiful smiling faces of the kids.
Victoria Wise with SFMTA says there are several ways they're working to keep kids safe, with painted crosswalks, reflective signs, speed humps, and most recently, speed cameras.
The preliminary results are really positive. The automated speed enforcement cameras that are meant to change people's behavior really are working, and we're seeing great reductions, like 72% reduction in amount of people that are speeding.
Vision Zero fell short in reducing collision injuries and deaths on the streets of San Francisco, and pedestrian advocates are pushing for change with campaigns like this one.
Last year was the highest number of traffic deaths that San Francisco's had in a decade, and around 500 people are severely injured each year in traffic crashes in San Francisco.
In the last 2 years, there hasn't been a school-related incident, showing SFMTA's Safe Routes to School program is working. The agency says they've achieved their 2030 goal of reducing school-related traffic collisions by half. Ms. DeLu reminds us how safety is also a two-way street. The walk and rolls are a perfect example for teaching school children how to navigate busy San Francisco streets.
Make ourselves visible so that drivers can see us and don't get surprised by us jetting out into the street.
These little faces at E.R. Taylor Elementary School today putting a face to the issue and giving us a big reason to slow down.
Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area, a rush for gold. Why the precious metal is seeing a surge from investors right now. And the 49ers focusing on their next tough matchup. A look ahead in our Red and Gold report. Well, the price of gold is now over $4,000 an ounce for the first time in gold's biggest rally since 1979. Observers say the surge comes in part because of a weakening U.S. dollar and uncertainty amid the government shutdown and tariffs. Investors have long seen gold as a way to protect against inflation, and its price has rocketed more than 50% this year alone. All right, back to our first alert weather now, taking a live look outside. Cloudy compared to what we've seen the last few days, at least around the Bay. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jessica Birch. Feeling more like the season.
It feels like fall, exactly. And it's wild. You say cloudy, but I'm also talking about cool conditions. We pull up the map below me, and we were talking about this earlier. Daytime highs today, they're sitting where they should be for this time of year, which means 70s in places like Morgan Hill instead of 90s like we saw earlier this week. We kicked off this week with 90s all the way over in Antioch. That's not the case anymore. We're back to average, if not even a little bit below average in certain microclimates like San Francisco, a degree below average there. Let's head all the way up to Santa Rosa real fast before I show you what's to come in the next couple days. Santa Rosa today is sitting at 71 degrees. That's 9 degrees below average. Now, the past couple days, we were 9 degrees above average, so an 18-degree difference within 24 hours. That's what we're dealing with today. Let's zoom out real fast, Simon. I want to paint a picture. As we head into the next couple days, I want to show you what we're gearing up for. Rain into the overnight hours tonight is going to start pushing in from offshore. It's light in the grand scheme of things. I mean, we're talking about 1/100 of an inch of rain accumulating, but it's worth noting we're getting something right around the corner from the same area of low pressure that's bringing in this cooler weather. So as we time that out, I mean, hour by hour, for the most part, we're just dealing with clouds today. Clouds into the evening hours tonight, light drizzle starting to push into places like the Marin Headlands, up into Stinson Beach, into the early morning hours tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I'll be tracking the radar for you as you head out the door to work or school. We'll continue to watch just light drizzle form along that coast into the evening hours that night, pushing across the North Bay as we head into Friday just a little bit. This is not going to amount to much, though. If anything, close to around 1/100 of an inch of rain along that coastline and up into those hills. Let's head over to the next 7 days. I want to talk about what we're gearing up for as we head into this weekend. Now, daytime highs for the most part are right where they should be. We're talking about daytime highs sitting in, let's see if we could even pull this up, sitting mostly in the 60s along our coastline and the 70s along our inland areas. Here we go. You take a look behind me, 70s each day this week in our inland spots. Cloudy skies holding on tight to us for Friday and Saturday. We'll get a little bit of sunshine in that taste too as we head into Sunday, but we head all the way over into the Bay. It's looking the exact same too. I'll have more on this coming up in a bit, but for now, back to you.
This is the Audi Red and Gold Report.
The 4-1 49ers are feeling good after getting 3 extra days of rest following Thursday night's win over the Rams. Another tough challenge this Sunday when the Red and Gold face the equally 4-1 Buccaneers right here on KPIX. And we don't need Nick Bosa to remind us who their quarterback is.
Baker, Baker, you good? Come on, pick it up. We want a challenge.
The Niners will miss Bosa when they face Baker Mayfield Sunday. Through 5 games, Baker has thrown for 10 touchdowns with just 1 interception. So the Niners will want to avoid giving him any extra motivation like the Seattle fans did on Sunday.
He's playing out of this world right now, to only throw 1 interception this season. So far, he's been playing, with the utmost confidence.
You still suck! With the Red and Gold Report, I'm Vern Glenn.
And you can watch the Niners Sunday as they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a battle of first-place teams right here on KPIX. Kickoff at 1:25. We're going to be right back. This Hispanic Heritage Month, we are spotlighting a Mission District group that celebrates culture and supports small businesses. It is now facing a major funding setback. Mission Loteria lost its city funding after budget cuts, putting events like Taco Week and its Shop Local campaign at risk. Now the group's future depends on community support through a new fundraiser as it rallies to preserve the group's impact in the neighborhood.
By October 15th, we'll be able to decide whether or not we can continue to move forward with the planning. We've shown up for the community continues to show up for us, and so we're going to keep that relationship going. Some lime or not?
You can catch the full story coming up at 5 o'clock right here on KPIX. We'll be right back. If you haven't visited the Oakland Zoo in a while, here's a reason to check it out. New video of the gibbons. The zoo says that as their signature soundtrack, that they use the sounds for many reasons, like sending an alert about predators, mating calls, announcing territory, or to strengthen social bonding. Could get some mixed messages when it comes to all of those pursuits. That is it for the afternoon edition. Remember, we're streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app.